Hello class 7th students. We are going to study the chapter Kings and Kingdoms. Okay. So for today's part we start from the warfare for wealth. We all know that in today's world also wealth is very important. Wealth means the money. Money is very important for each and every work. So at that time also money was very important. Wealth was very important. Like you see that today for army, air force, navy, the country spends so many money, okay, for their maintenance, for their arms, ammunitions, for the planes, for the tanks, okay, ships. So how by spending money and getting the arms and ammunitions, you make your army strong. Okay, so at that time, in the ancient time, means that 7th century or after that 12th century, the dynasties spend the money, spend the wealth for the warfare. Okay, warfare for wealth, so that used in the wars. Here you may have noticed that each of these ruling dynasties based in a specific region. Okay, every dynasty has a specific region. At the same time, they try to control other areas. Okay, like this is a area, so they try to control to get this area also. Okay, this area king want this area, and this area king wants this area, or maybe this area also. Okay, so that they always try to capture, control other areas. One particularly prized areas was the city of Kannauj. Was the city of Kannauj in the Ganga Valley. Now the rulers belonging to the Gujar Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas and Pala dynasties, they want to control this Kannauj, means like this is Kannauj, then Gujar Pratiharas, then Rashtrakutas, okay, and then Pala. All they are wanted Kannauj, okay. And this struggle, this conflict, this struggle, it is called the tripartite struggle. Okay, because there were three parties. So what it is called? It is called the tripartite struggle. Okay, as we will see in page number 60 to 60, rulers also tried to demonstrate their powers and resources by building large temples. Okay, it means the large temples shows the power and resources of the king and his kingdom. The famous Madurai temple in the South India, okay, that it shows the power, and I'm giving only the example, that it shows the power and resources of the king and kingdoms. Okay, so they often chose to target temples which were sometimes extremely rich. Okay, now what happened, that because temples, how the biggest temple, how the decorated is temple, how beautiful is the temple, and it is made up of some precious stones put in the temple, the images, the statues of god and goddesses that are having the gold, silver, all the things. So the temple shows the power and the prestige of the king and his kingdom. So first of all, when anyone attack, suppose this is a king and this is another area, and this king is wanted to attack this to control this area. So first of all he targeted the temple. He targeted the temple. Okay, so what happened that why targeting the temple? Because temple is carrying so much wealth, and if the temple demolish, okay, if the temple break down, then what happened? The power of the king almost break down. Now, one of the best known of such rulers is Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni from the Afghanistan. Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni from the Afghanistan, and he ruled from 997 to 1030, and extremely extended control over parts of, means he controlled over Central Asia, Iran, and northwestern parts of the India. Okay, northwestern parts of the subcontinent. Then he raided the subcontinent almost every year, means every year he plundered the India. And what plundered means? That taken away the all the wealth. So he targets wealthy temples. Wealthy temples means that those having the so much money, so much amount, like including Somnath of Gujarat. Okay, Somnath temple of Gujarat having so much wealth, so much precious stones. So what? That they are carried away was used to create a splendid capital city at Ghazni. Now, Sultan Muhammad also interested in finding out more about the people he conquered. Means like he conquered India. Okay, he plundered India. So he also interested to know about the people of India. So he put on a job a scholar named Al-Biruni. Okay, named Al-Biruni, to write an account of India, to write about India. Okay, and that he wrote a book that is called the Kitab-ul-Hind. He wrote a book that is called the Kitab-ul-Hind, that is a Arabic work written in the Arabic, and remains an important source of historians, which now become a source for the historians, a source of history. He consulted Sanskrit scholars to prepare this account. To prepare Kitabul-Hind, he consulted the Sanskrit scholars. So what? That first the Sultan Muhammad demolished all the wealthy temples, and his interest is to that the area that which he was controlled, also know about the people of that area. So he appointed Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni write the book Kitabul-Hind. It is an Arabic work, and Al-Biruni took the help of the Sanskrit scholars to prepare this book Kitabul-Hind. Now, other kings who engaged in warfare, including the Chahmans, later known as the Chauhans, who ruled of the region around Delhi and Ajmer. Chahmans, what is called that? You call the Chahmans or Chauhans. They ruled where? They ruled Delhi and Ajmer. They want to expand their control, means the control more areas to the west and east. Okay, now where they were opposed by the, now they are want to suppose here the Chauhans. Okay, now they had Delhi and Ajmer, but they want to control some areas here, okay, and some areas here. Okay, then means in the east also and in the west also. Then here he met with the Chalukyas of Gujarat and Gadwals of western Uttar Pradesh. Means the Chalukyas of Gujarat and Gadwals of western Uttar Pradesh, what? They opposed the Chauhans. So best known Chauhan ruler was Prithviraj III. Who? The best ruler Prithviraj III, who defeated an Afghan ruler named Sultan Muhammad Ghori. in 1191 but lost him to the very next year in 1192. So the best ruler is among the Chauhans, that is the Prithviraj III. Okay, so to what that the Chauhan's ruler, what Prithviraj III defeated Afghan ruler named the Muhammad Ghori in 1191, but the next year he lost the power. So today we study how the king wanted to control the other areas and they spent more money on the war arms and all the techniques, and first of all they control or they attacked on the big temples, large temples, because large temples are sign of power and resources of kings of particular king and kingdom. And here we learn about the Sultan Muhammad Ghazni, Afghanistan, okay, that plundered the Somnath Gujarat temple, and he also put a man, that is Al-Baruni, that wrote the book Kitabul Hind, okay. And there is in the next paragraph there is a conflict between the Chauhans and the Chalukyas of Gujarat and Gadwals of western Uttar Pradesh, and what that Prithviraj III of Chauhan ruler that defeated Afghan ruler named Muhammad Ghori in 1191, but that lost him to the very next year. So today we read this. Now tomorrow we read the next, that a closer look the Cholas, okay, regarding the Cholas, then about the temple sculpture and the agriculture and irrigation administration of the empire, and that is some given inscriptions and text here. So that we studied tomorrow, okay.